Certain. Okay, welcome everybody. My name is David Rutz with David Allen Capital. We're now streaming live on YouTube as well. So we certainly appreciate you being here. We're going to let people get in the room as we're sharing our screen, and we'll get started with you. Let's go right here. And so if you could just tell me, folks, can you see my screen? Widescreen. You see this title slide, Serve with Purpose, Prosper with Passion. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Yes, we
that.
do.
All right. Thank you. We've got some slides to share with you, obviously. More importantly, though, we've got something that we serve with purpose. And that's an opportunity that we want to share with all of you so that you can decide whether or not this is for you. We're going to put out what we believe is amazing, but we all obviously understand we're not for everybody. So you get to decide that on your own, of course, whether or not we're for you. But my name is David Rutz. I'm the founder of David Allen Capital. And as you see here, we serve with a purpose, and we want you to help pursue your passion. And this is what we're going to offer you here is the upside of business ownership without any of the risk, simplified and without risk. And, you know, our company started in 2015 for a reason, and that was to help people get started in entrepreneurism and have the benefits of business ownership without having to take all that risk that they may have to take to leave that job or invest all that money. And so someone asked you to come take a look at this opportunity tonight because they feel what we're doing might be something you'd be interested in. And there's some significant income opportunity here, even starting part-time. No investments required. You can make full-time income starting 1 month in, even without having to build a team. You don't have to build a team here to have success, although you're going to find we do have some neat opportunities where you can build a team if you'd like to. We've got proven training system to show you how to succeed if you want to follow it. We've got mentorship, and everything we do is about providing the customer with high value. We don't want someone to overpay. We don't want someone to be in a worse situation because of us. We want them in a better situation, and we'll pay you very well to refer our services to others. There's no a program to pay for now, upfront or monthly. We're absolutely free. We're going to give you your websites for free that convert. We've converted thousands of clients through our website. We lead with serving them. The information is not hard. We're not trying to sell stuff. We're trying to educate people on services that we think they can benefit from. And our websites convert. We've got cloud-based training for you, so you don't have to drive across or fly across country to go to a training. Once in a while, we'll do regional events and things like that. You're welcome to join. But we built this so that you can literally do this from home. You simply refer leading services to small businesses and consumers. So let me ask you something. If we could show you a way to start a business tonight for free, a business where you'd be marketing services people are already using, or marketing services that can put them in a far better situation for their business or their home, where you didn't have to buy any inventory, you didn't have to warehouse any inventory, you didn't have to drop ship any inventory, you didn't have to risk any money. All you did was show someone how to put themselves in a better situation because of you, and you could earn upfront bonuses, you can earn passive residual income, and you can even earn full-time income referring those services. Does it sound like something that could be designed for you? Well, it probably depends on the services, right? And some other things. So let's tell you more. The great news is when you refer these services, you don't have to become the expert. We've partnered with the leaders at all of our services, the leading companies, the leading brands, where they help take care of your customer for you so that your job becomes more like an affiliate or an agency where you're just referring other services rather than selling or having to know all the details. You can start part-time with us. In fact, we encourage you to start part-time, yet there's full-time income potential starting day one. Some of our services pay now bonuses. Literally, you could get a customer tomorrow and get a bonus the next day. I mean, we do daily compensation of bonuses with commas in them, right? You get started today and earn $1,000 by Friday. That's possible. And some of our services pay long-term passive income, which means you get a customer one time, but you get paid every single month as they pay for their service. And again, these are services they're going to want to continue using. Okay. You'll never have to build a team to earn money. I know there's a lot of home-based businesses where you earn great money by building a big team of people who buy product or something. You never have to build a team here, but our expansion is encouraged and grown and incented that we will pay you if you do decide to build a team, and those people get customers, we'll pay you a percentage of their income. All right. But you never have to. We're an 8-year-old proven company. We've been profitable every year. We're starting our phase 2 right now, poised for massive growth. We're looking for self-starters who are motivated to have their own side business or their own full-time business inside the protection of our business. Again, we've simplified this. You don't have to go try things. It's just like you could start a McDonald's. You don't have to figure out the recipes for your burgers or your salads or your milkshake. They've already got it. You just have to deliver their system. You don't have to guest services with us. You don't have to go contract with people. We just signed another contract with another service provider today, but that's been about 7 months of due diligence that we put in prior to signing that agreement. You don't have to do all that. You simply take these great services we have and refer them to others. So you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. All right. So what services would you be referring? Well, first of all, as a referring agent, see how we've got 2 images there. We've got one where you're just walking with a phone. That's more like an affiliate. And you can do that. You can literally build this from your mobile phone, from the websites and tools we've given you. In fact, we've got an app launching very soon that'll help make it even easier to share commercials and things about our services with others and track that sharing. Or you can work from a desk. And have your own home-based office and build this like an insurance agency or a mortgage agency or a real estate agency. You can do that, but you never have to. You decide whether you want to look at this more like an affiliate or more like a superstar agent. It's your call. So what services? As I said, we have consumer and business services. First one is business funding platform. We market business funding to businesses who can't get approved at their bank. Do you realize 80% of the businesses can't get approved at their bank? And we built a funding platform to get them the best capital available to them so we can help grow their business. So that's what our company started with. That's probably our bread and butter right there. But we also do payment processing, merchant processing. That means we get them credit card processing for their business, and we save them money on what they have to pay for that processing. We also have healthcare service for individuals and employers. And we're saving on average 60% off what they're paying on their traditional health insurance. It's unbelievable. My family saved $7,000 going to our healthcare from Cigna Health Insurance, and we have better coverage with lower deductibles. It's unbelievable. We've got our hands on this. We also have something called ERC tax credits, which are employee retention credits. You may have heard commercials. Get up to $26,000 per employee if you kept them on during COVID. We refer clients to our CPA team that handles that. We also have a hassle-free employee interest-free pay advances, where we'll sign up an employer, we hook them up with digital bank accounts, and if they get their deposits direct deposited, their payroll direct deposited, their employer direct deposits, they can get up to half their paycheck early for free. They just pay an ATM fee of $3, under $3. And then we have consumer services, things like identity theft protection. And we're going to talk about one service tonight that's launching this month, consumer service that I think is going to create a monsoon wave in our business. So do you need experience? Absolutely not. You don't have to have successful experience in a business, and you don't have to have any experience at all. We have built this for people assuming you don't have experience. We bring the experts along to take care of your clients, and then we teach you how to simply share the services. You simply refer potential clients to your personal website. The customer fills out a little information, then our experts take over from there. Again, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So let's just look at real quickly how your outreach eventually connects to expertise. Let's look at this journey. Here you are, you're the referring agent, and there's prospective businesses out there and consumers, and you simply learn about our services, why we've got a competitive advantage over most people in our industries, and then you just inform. You meet, you greet, and you inform people that you've got a service. Let's say you told someone about our funding. Hey, we just want you to know we love helping business owners. You got great ideas. You have great opportunities you want to pursue. Maybe you're in a tight pinch, and we know the bank doesn't help or can't help most businesses. So we've got funding for those businesses, and we can probably get you some funding tomorrow or the next day. So I just want you to know about this. I'll give you my website. If ever you want to find out how much you can get approved for, you want to pursue something, you go to my link and our team will take over helping you out and get you some funds. Could be instant, but it's usually within one day. Can I send you my link? That's you've referred them. Now, if they don't need funding for 9 months, they don't click on your link for 9 months. But if they do, they fill out the form. And then what happens? You've informed them about it. They go to your web link. They click on that link. Doesn't matter if it's healthcare or what it is. Experts take over answering their questions and getting them their funding or activating their service. Then guess what? You get paid for referring them. That's how simple it is. So the journey goes from you referring to our converting websites, to our experts, to activation, to you getting paid. What role do you have? Informing people about the services. So obviously we want you to be educated so you believe in the services. And if you don't think our services are great, then you shouldn't be involved with us. Even though we're free to join, there's no reason to be involved if you don't believe in the services. We believe in all of our services. So let's briefly look again at the services you can refer as of right now. Let's start with the top middle there, business funding. Instant and next day business funding. You know, we actually have business funding. When your bank can't help, we generally can. Why? 20% of the businesses out there cannot get approved. I'm sorry, 80% cannot get approved at their banks. 20% can only. So of the 20%, hey, they can go to the bank. Good for them. What about the other 80%? What do they do if they've got an opportunity they want to pursue? Well, you've got them covered. We've got the best funding platform in the industry. It's revenue-based working capital. It means if they're doing revenue, we can base the money we give them on that revenue. It's not on their credit score. I mean, we look at their credit score, but it doesn't, they could have a real low credit score. If they've got good revenue, they'll get funded. At a bank, they got to put up real estate collateral. They got to have amazing credit. They got to have length of time in business. They got to have put all these conditions on their loans. You got to prove your business plan, why you're even getting the money. We say, hey, you're doing 70,000 a month in revenue. We can probably get you 70 to 140 grand tomorrow. No appraisals of your property. We're not interested in your property. You fill out this agreement right here and let's roll. Our business funding platform, we are partnered, Bank Breezy. I'm a hat here. This is the best business funding platform in the country for business owners. It's almost like Travelocity is for airline flights for you. Bank Breezy is a business funding platform we've partnered with where a client simply goes there and they fill out basic information, and then that platform finds them the best offer. One stop for the best offer in funding. So basically, you refer them to your website, they go to the business funding platform, fill out a bunch of, or not bunch, a little bit of information, upload a few documents, they get an offer, and they're either instantly funded or they're funded, get an approval within a day, maybe 2 days at most. If it's a $300,000 or $400,000 funding, it may take an extra day or two. But generally, we get them a funding offer within one business day, and they can have money at the end of that day. It's really simple. They quickly get the funds they need to grow their business. You get paid the next day. If someone applied today, tonight, and got approved tomorrow by noon, accepted the funding by 2 o'clock, got the money wired to them at 4 o'clock, you'd be paid. Today's Tuesday. That's Wednesday. You'd be paid Thursday morning. Is that crazy? And we don't have a check fee. We send it right to you. It's direct deposited into a bank account we give you, and then you get a debit card. You can use that anytime you want. This is what your website looks like. You simply refer clients. We got social posts you can share. We've got videos you can share. And like I said, we've got an app we're building that will share commercials and track who's opened them, who's watched them. Again, banks are great for 20% of the businesses out there, but that's it. The other 80%, you've got the answer for. Remember, you make great commissions, but you're making it for helping business owners. Now, merchant process, you'll learn what you can earn on that. I'll just tell you this. You help someone get 100,000, you're going to make on average about 4 grand. Help them get a $100,000 advance the next day. Pretty cool. Merchant processing. We can take their fees down to almost zero. We get them all the same equipment. You simply refer them. We have something called dual pricing or cash discounting, which most businesses are moving to. And you can get them either just a little bit of savings on their regular payment processing because it's a commodity. There's not, they may be paying 2.5% of every charge in merchant processing. Maybe you can get it down to 2.25%, right? And you'll save them 0.25% of their sales, which over time, that's huge. But you can also get it where you can take them from 2.5 down to 0. It's brand new. It's now compliant in the United States. It's called dual pricing or cash discounting, which simply means if a customer uses a credit card, the customer will pay that merchant fee rather than the business having to pay it. And you start seeing it now you'll see something convenience charge or cash discount fee or credit fee, 4%. You're starting to see this. You see it at gas stations for years. You'll see the sign on the outside the marquee, $6 a gallon credit, $5.30 cash. There's a different price. Obviously, I wish it was only $1.99 or $1.79, but it is what it is. So the credit price is always more than the cash price. Someone wants to get the lower price, they use cash discount. So we're bringing that now to every type of business, not just us. The industry is moving that way. You'll start seeing that more and more. It's a standard now. And the business saves all their merchant processing and you get paid. You simply refer them and the experts take over handling everything. You make about 0.1% of all their sales. That's pretty darn good. So if they do $1 million a year in revenue on payment processing, well, what's 1% of $1 million? 10,000. So an 8% of that would be 8 into 10,000. You make about $1,200 a year for referring a client. But if you had 100 of those, you're making $120,000 a year for helping them take their fees to 0. Okay, and then we have healthcare. This is huge. As I said, my family's saving over $7,000 a year on our premium. Plus, we have lower deductibles and we have no upper limits. We have better coverage and we're saving off Cigna's PPO and we've got the same PPO network. There's not you only got 4 doctors. No, it's the largest PPO network. It's got the same doctors I had before with my Cigna PPO. And yet I'm paying $7,000 less. My deductible went from $4,000 to $2,500, and I could have went down to $1,000 and still save money. Pretty spectacular. You should check it out. We have individual plans, and we also have group plans where the average employee will save about $4,000 for the employer. $4,000 a year. If you got 100 people, you're going to save $400,000 on average by moving to this healthcare, and they're going to get the same or better coverage. It's unbelievable. You're going to cut your out-of-pocket expenses 60 to 80%. This is second to none. It's a health sharing plan. And the cool thing about our platform, let me go back. The cool thing about our platform is when you refer a client to our experts, they're licensed experts. They're going to talk to your client, or you should have them look at yours like I did me. Have them look at your health insurance. They're going to look at it and say, number one, you're best off served by the government healthcare exchange. Based on your income and maybe pre-existing conditions, the government exchange. And they're going to hook you up with that. They can do that. They're licensed insurance agents. They'll help cut through all the confusion. Or they'll say, hey, based on your family's mix and different things with current health conditions, et cetera, you're better on a traditional health insurance plan. And they'll put you on that because they're licensed insurance agents. They represent all. Or they'll say, which they do 80% of the time, you're better off with our health sharing plan, the plan my family just got on in like 6 months ago. So you're better off on the health share plan. About 80% of the clients go there. But the good news is they're not going to stuff everyone into one solution. If you're better off with the government plan, they're going to put you on that. If you're better off with the traditional insurance, they're going to put you on that. If they're better off with the health share, they're going to put you on that. And you're going to understand it. And you don't have to know all this. You simply refer the client. Now, there's another service we are launching. We signed the contract and they executed the contract literally today. We're very excited about it. It's a unlimited pharmacy plan. We'll call it flat fee pharmacy. And what this is, for $20 a month for an individual, not even $19.95 for an individual, you can get all your prescription. When I say all, over 90% of the prescriptions that people take, over 95% of the needs out there are covered on this. And what happens is you pay a monthly membership like Netflix, and you get your prescription shipped to you for free. If you have an acute need, like you have a rash and you go to your doctor and they say, go get this thing, you go to CVS, you go to Walgreens, you go to all of them, and you can get acute medications 21 days worth absolutely free. I see people in the waiting room, folks. If you can keep them coming in, acute medications completely free right then at the pharmacy. You can also get all your chronic, your blood pressure, your this, your that, 90-day supplies free shipped to you. But it goes continuously. It's not just 90 days. They just ship it in 90 days at a time. You get over-the-counter medications at half off. So Tylenol, Robitussin, etc. You get the lowest price diabetes insulin in North America. Under $20 a vial, the lowest price, lower than Medicare if you're on this membership. And this product it's free shipping. This is launching this month. We've got the agreement signed. We're already building out the website. We're already building it in. $19.99 for an individual, and a family's under $30. And you'll get paid to share this with people. You'll learn more as we get forward. So that's a consumer product. We believe we'll put on 1 to 2 million customers on that pharmacy plan. It's going to become the standard and the norm, and you can be one of the people that helps bring that forward. Now, employee retention credits, that's a business service we talked about. That's basically employers who kept their employees on during COVID. The IRS is going to give them some credit for keeping them on as long as they had a dip or a struggle during COVID. But yeah, keep employees on. Even if they got a PPP loan, they're eligible to get up to $26,000 per employee. On average, they're getting $10,000 to $17,000 per employee, depending upon the size of their business. So let's just say $10,000 an employee. They got 20 employees, they're going to get a $200,000 credit. And it's money given to them. They don't have to pay it back. It's not a loan. It's a credit. It's money they've already paid for those employees. And now licensed CPAs and licensed tax attorneys will look at your client's information. They'll help them get the credit information. They'll send it to the IRS. The customer doesn't pay anything unless they get a credit back, and then they pay 20% of what they got back as a fee at that time when they get the money, which is one of the lowest fees we've seen in this industry. And you have to pay nothing up front. Most charge you something up front. We charge nothing up front. It's only if you get a credit and when you get the credit that you pay. You then get paid when they get that credit, about 4% of the credit amount. Someone gets 200 grand, you're going to get about 8. Then we have pay any day advances. Again, we mentioned this, is if someone's got a bunch of employees that they pay direct deposit, what we do is we come in and we sign them up with our online checking accounts through our bank partner. They used to own Western Union, the company we use. So they used to run Western Union. So they're very, very familiar with money transfer and banking, international banking, top end clientele. In fact, they did over $1 billion in disbursements for Georgia last year. I mean, large online bank. You sign them up to the employer then, it's free. All the customers get this free, their own free online account, their own free online checking account. They get a debit card, they get interest-bearing checking. And if they get their money direct deposited to their bank, if they got $2,000 check coming to them in 3 days or 2 weeks, they can take up to $1,000 of it today for free. No interest. $3 ATM charge, but that's it. If they got 500 coming to them. So you know how many people take payday advances at high rates because they have a transmission blown or something like that? With us, it's absolutely free. Consumer services, essential services at a better value. We've got identity theft protection. It competes with LifeLock. We've got this pharmacy flat fee pharmacy plan that's coming out, under $20 a month to get all your pharmaceutical, or under $30 for a family, and you get paid monthly residual. Imagine, just ask yourself, what do you spend on prescription drugs each month? Do you spend more than $20 a month as an individual? I promise you your drugs are going to be in that. Your pharmacy prescriptions are going to be in it. Convenience of free ship and never have to pick it up. They have a coach that transfers plus over-the-counter medication plus acute free at your local pharmacy for $20. If you're not spending 20, it's not for you. But if you're spending 25, 35, 45, 70, 90, that's a huge savings. Giant savings. So again, let's briefly look at your services. Business funding in the middle, healthcare upper right corner, tax credits, employee payday advances, payment processing, and consumer service. Now let's just stop. We said this is a simple business. Yeah, we've talked about some complex services, right? We've talked about healthcare fast. We've talked fast about funding. This is a brief overview. This is meant to show you so you could say, Man, I'd love to help businesses with funding, or I'd love to help individuals with healthcare. I'd love to help people with their prescriptions. I'd love to help people with their payment processing. I don't like that the bank makes 3% of every credit card sale. They're running the restaurant. They got to give 3%. They do 100,000 in sales. They got to give $3,000 to a bank. They may not even making 3,000. And here we can get them on our dual pricing and let them keep that $3,000. I was talking to a restaurant owner today. They're doing $105,000 a month in sales. They're paying 2.8%. So I said, you're paying $2,800 a month times 20 or times 12 is 24 plus 96. It's over $32,000 a year. That'll pay for a manager to manage the restaurant, or a more staff anyway, or give you and your family $30,000 more take home to use our processor. Visa works the same way. You don't even have to change your equipment. You see what you can do for a business? Do you know any business owners who accept credit cards? Do you know any business owners who may have good opportunities to grow their business and they may need working capital? They can't get approved at the bank, most of them. Do you know any people that are struggling with healthcare, or underinsured, or overinsured, meaning they got coverage, but they're overpaying for it? Do you know anyone who spent a lot of money on prescription medication? Do you know any employers who kept employees on during COVID and just ate it? And you said, man, I don't know how you did it. You can refer them and let the experts take over. You may only want to refer one of these services or none of them. If you don't see any of these services meaning anything in the business world, then a business agency is not for you. A service agency is not for you. And we understand. That's why we're going to, before we go over to money, I wanted to go through that. But if you look at this and say, man, I'd much rather refer these services than discuss ingredients of a protein shake and why my ingredients are better than yours, or I'd much rather do this than a weight loss challenge, or I'd much rather do this than buy a franchise and invest 150, 200 grand, have to be there 7 days a week. You're telling me I can make 6 figures here? Yeah. And I can start part-time without all the risk? Yeah. And you got training, teach me how? Yeah. I would get used to doing business money. I'd find a way to refer people to payment processing or to the prescription plan. I'm interested in learning more. So at this point, we just say, if it's not for you, we appreciate you coming out. Check out our plans. Whoever referred you, thank them. But if you're saying, hey, this could be for me, let's talk comp plan real quick. Number one, personal customer income is how most people earn most money. And it's, you either get a one-time bonus or a monthly residual. All of our services offer one of those or both. So on a bonus, you're going to get 40% of bonus revenue, which is the money we get out of a product. But you can get up to 20 to 40% more on fundings. You can get up to 80% of bonus revenue on fundings. You'll see what that means in a minute. Monthly residual, you get 20% of the residual revenue standard, but you can get up to 50% by getting 5 to 30% more in bonuses. Okay. So that, now let me share with you what this means real quick. Let's look at the one-time bonus. Let's look at funding. Let's say you help this small business get 20,000. Our average small business funding is over 40,000. But let's just use 20,000. $20,000 in funding. That would be, you're going, yeah, but I make 40% of bonus revenue. What does that mean? Well, generally bonus revenue is 10% of the funded amount. So there'd be about 2,000 bonus revenue. You make 40% of that, which is about $800. You'd be paid it the next day. It's about 4% of the funded amount. The next day you get that money. Okay. What if they got $80,000 funding? Well, that'd be about 8,000 bonus revenue. You'd make 3,200 the next day. Okay. And keep in mind, your funding bonuses could be doubled. This is all at 40%. Remember, we showed there you can make 20 to 40% more. And you know how you do that? You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to travel the country to go to a special Grand Poobah training. You don't have to idolize me or anyone else throughout the country. All you have to do is be persistently getting customers, consistently getting customers, I should say. It's a frequency bonus. If you got a client in the last 30 days, you're already making 60%. If you got another one in the next 30, now you're at 70%. If you're getting one client every month, you're going to stay at 80%. That's it. You don't have to have some special deal. You don't have to buy into it or have some certain qualifications. Just personal customers get you there. You don't have to have a team of 20,000 people. No, if you get a client every month, you'll be at 80% of bonus revenue. So that 3,200 would have been 6,400. we compensate the producers. Let's look at the ERCs. Someone gets a $500,000 ERC. Let's say they had 50 employees. Well, that's 50,000 bonus revenue. You make 20 grand for referring them to our CPA team, our tax attorneys. So those are the upfront bonuses as an example. Personal customer income, the residual passive income. Remember, you make 20% minimum, but you can get 5 to 30% more. Let's look at this. Let's say you help one person get the healthcare plan, not the prescription plan, the healthcare plan. There's $40 monthly residual revenue. You make 20 to 50% of that. Okay, so you're going to make $8 to $20 a month, or about $100 to $240 a year per customer. Okay. Let's say you had a 4-year plan. You say, I'm going to take this instead of just like I went to college in 4 years, just like I graduated from 9th grade to 12th grade in 4 years, just like I've had my last job for 4 years, just like I've been retired 4 years, whatever it is. Let's say you're going to take 4 years part-time with this business, and you're just going to go out and you're going to get 400 healthcare customers. It may be a business has 20 employees who gets on, or you're just getting 400 people over time who get the healthcare plan and save a bunch of money off their insurance. Well, that would be 10 a month for 4 years. It's not going to be easy. You'd have to get two to three a week. You'd have to refer probably 5 to 10 a week to learn more, to get a quote. Okay, so it's going to be hustling, but it's part-time work. And guess what will happen in that case? If you had 400 healthcare customers, you'd have 16,000 monthly residual revenue. You'd be making about $96,000 a year residually, year after year after year, as they keep that healthcare. This doesn't include any of our other services. It doesn't include if they get that pharmacy membership, flat-free pharmacy. So you can see you could build passive. Let's say you got a $100,000 payment processing customer. Well, that'd be about 800 monthly residual revenue. You'd make $200 to $400 a month. It's $2,400 to $4,800 a year. Let's just say you're only making $1,000 a year. What if you went out and got 100 clients, you save them on their payment processing over the next 4 years? You're making 100 grand a year. See how the passive income can build? Now, those are your personal commissions. Now, we're expanding very fast because our opportunity is very exciting for people. It's simple, it's free, and it rewards people financially well by taking care of customers. And so we've got an expansion philosophy. We said, hey, if you love this, get clients, make great money, but refer it to others where they can start free. And they can have the same income opportunity as you. And we will pay you a percentage of the income they make. You refer me, you're going to get a percentage of my income. If I make zero, you make zero. But if I make some money, you're going to get a percentage of that. And this is the way it works. Let's say we have something called enroller commissions. These are paid to you on the income of the agents you personally refer. So let's say you refer 4 agents. They're going to get one-time bonuses and they're going to get personal commissions, right? Remember that? Just like you did? Well, on their one-time bonuses, you're going to get 10 or 25 or 50% of their personal commission. On their residual, you're going to get 20 to 50% on their personal residual. So let's look at this. Let's say here I am, you referred me, I helped someone get an $80,000 funding, 8,000 bonus revenue, I made $3,200. I'm a happy camper, wouldn't you say? The brick company's happiest, they got 80 grand to grow their business. They're the most pleased. They're going to turn that 80 into 200 or 300,000. I earned $3,200. I'm the agent who referred them. Yay, you referred me. You're going to make 10%, 25 or 50% of that, 320 to 1,600. And you know what determines how much you make? Whether you're getting clients or not. If you're getting clients, you'll be at the 50% level. If you're not getting customers, you'll be at the 10% level. Which would you rather be at, 10, 25, or 50? 50. All you got to do is be active getting customers. And guess what? If I'm in your team and I know that, I want to stay active getting customers because, first of all, I earn more on my own customers by doing that. But I'm also staying qualified to earn more on any team I build. So we've got an incentive-based pay plan. On the residual side, let's say you refer me and I'm making $500 a month in personal commissions residually. Well, you're going to make 20 to 50% of that. You're going to make 100 to 250 a month on me. How many me do you want? So let's say you had this many people throughout the country. Person in Texas, they're made zero. What do you make on them? Zero. Person up in Seattle up there made 30 grand this year in personal commissions. You help them. Let's say you're at the 25% level, not the 10, not the 50, you're at the 25% level. What's 25% of 30,000? Well, we're looking at 17. I should have went to Montana. 17,500 you make this year on their income. 5,000 on the person there in Iowa. 7,500 up there in Seattle, right? Out in Baltimore, 5,500. So you see what happens here? If you help people do well, you earn on their success. And what if you're at 50%? Those all double. Do you ever have to build a team? No. Does it make sense? You could have a real poor year, but if you have 10 people who have a good year and you're earning percentage on them, that's pretty neat. It doesn't stop there. So you have personal commissions and you have enroller matching bonuses. Now you have team override income, which is you can earn by qualifying in our plan by producing you personal customers and your team. You can start earning override income like leadership overrides, which is basically a percentage of the income of everyone in your team. So even out there, in Baltimore, as we were, let's look at this again. Let's look at in Baltimore over there on the far right, the person who's literally almost in the ocean. Let's say just they made $2,000 this year only, $2,000. Well, you're going to make between 200 and 1,000 on their $2,000. The person down there in Austin, Texas, let's say they just made $1,000 this year, where you're going to make 100 to 500 on them. And what about the person in Iowa? Let's say they made 20,000 this year. Well, you're going to make 10 to 50% of that. You can qualify for 10 to 50% of that. 2,000 to 10,000. So we reward richly our producers, and we charge you nothing to get involved. We also have perks. We have car allowances up to $1,000 a month, expense allowances up to $2,000. We have company-wide revenue sharing. We even have, for people who reach our top leadership levels, equity where you can earn part of the company. So in a summary, we have personal commissions, we have enroller income, we have team growth and override income, and we have perks. All of this is great. It's simple, but it doesn't matter if we don't have training to help you succeed. We've got mentorship. Yes, we've got a simple cloud-based system. It's simple to get up to speed. It's all tool culture. We got videos. We got a resource center where you can download links, get order cards, see social posts. And we even have team leadership. Keep in mind, if you referred me, you benefit when I do well. So don't you want to help me? Yeah. And guess what? Someone referred you. And they benefit when I do well. So now I got 2 people want to help me. And someone referred them. And they may be a superstar leader who's been here for 2 years and really understands everything. They really want to take me under their wing because they can see I really want to succeed here. And they know that if they help me make 20 grand this year, they're going to make 5 grand or 6 grand by helping me. You see that? So you got team leadership that wants to help. You got the corporate leadership that wants to help. Is it any wonder why we've been profitable every year and we charge nobody a dime? We've never charged a rep a penny in our business, not 1 penny since 2015. We don't charge you renewal fees. We don't charge you website fees. We don't charge you a thing. We give and give and give. We just partner with an app company that in the direct selling industry, every company that's got this app out there as a team building tool charges their reps for it. We're paying for it so you don't have to. We're paying that company who built that app a monthly fee so that you can have it for free. Because we believe in free model. You'll come forward, you'll produce revenue, or you won't. If our products suck, you'll produce no revenue. If our training sucks, you'll produce no revenue. If we have bad integrity, you'll quit. If your leadership is a bunch of scammers, you'll leave. We'll make nothing. We put our money where our mouth is. We think we're pretty darn good. We think our services are pretty darn good. We think our leaders are pretty darn good. And we honor God in everything we do. And when you come here and you like what you see, great. If not, we're not for you. That's okay too. We're not selling you. We're growing and serving you, but only those who want it. And we're okay if someone doesn't. So how do you feel about what you've seen? Not interested, interested, or not sure? Well, what I like to say is if you're a 1, you probably left already. I've asked you 3 or 4 times, or I've given you the opportunity. Or if you're a 2, you want to, you're possibly interested. This is where some people start to feel like, now don't make me do something. Hey, think about it for 10 months if you want. I don't care. But I say the best way to think about a car, I don't have my Tesla hat. I got Bank Breezy hat on. I have a Tesla right now that I bought because I drove one for a week in Dallas. And I loved it. I just loved it. And so I bought one when I got home. And I wouldn't have ever bought one without test driving one. I was of the, I don't know, I'm always going to have to charge it and all the things you hear. I drove it for a week. I'm like, this is simple. I've never had to charge it. It's awesome. I didn't have to get gas. This thing is fun to drive. It's got the coolest, it's a smart car. It's amazing. I loved it. And so I became a customer. The best way to test drive D.A.C is sign up for free. Refer it to some people. See how our experts take care of your clients. Tonight, we've got our healthcare team, Clearwater, coming to do a free training at 9 o'clock Eastern for all of you to see. And they're willing to do a free proposal for you and look through everything, your healthcare, and say, hey, you got something great where you're at. Or here, can you consider this? We might be able to save you $500 a month and not reduce your coverage at all. Or do you realize you're in the wrong plan? You should really be on the government plan over here. They'll do all that. They'll spend a half hour for free. And even if that means we're not for you, but one of those three options is going to be best for you. And by the way, we only get paid on the middle one, health share. We don't get paid on government exchange. We don't get paid on life insurance. We're not, or health insurance. We're not insurance agents. We can't get paid on that. But we're okay with the client being in the best program for them. If your neighbor is better off with the Affordable Care Act government exchange than our health share, do you really want to stuff the health share down their throat? No. You want them on the best plan for them, even if you make nothing for it. So I don't mind telling every one of my neighbors, you got to check this out. At least get a quote. Don't you? What about the funding? You refer them, we charge them nothing up front to get an application. We're not doing this $1,000 app fee and all that. If they can get approved at the bank, they should. It's less expensive. But we'll go find them the best offer and we'll get them a yes. Probably 80% of our clients get approvals. That's pretty darn cool. So, but our healthcare team is coming on tonight to do a training at 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to stick around and get rolling with us, we're going to go through the 4 steps of getting started tonight so you can get on the team. Number 1, you want to start down the right path. Get started. It's free. Visit davidallencapital.com/partner/their ID number. They're probably going to send you a link, whoever referred you. If I referred you, I already gave you my link. If not, text me. I'll send you my link. And once you go there, you'll fill out your agent agreement. Again, it's free. We don't ask you for a credit card for future billing. It's not free for 30 days. We've never asked you for a credit card. Okay? Get trained. Proven system. You want to follow our proven system. You're going to get a welcome email. In that welcome email, it's going to have your links for sharing. It's going to have links to trainings. Go through it. There's a lot of services. So we say, pick the service you'd want to leave with first. If you're saying, hey, I want to make now money, well, then business funding is the only one that has now money. Everything else has residual passive, or you get paid down the road. Once they get their ERC credit, business funding has now money. Literally, you can have a check in 48 hours. So get trained on that and get going on that. But if you're like, no, I'm looking for passive income on the healthcare, then great. Tonight, we're going to have a healthcare training, plug into the healthcare training, and then learn how to refer that to others and refer away. And you'll get paid month over month over month for the life of the customer. And then we have live Zooms every Monday and Friday at 11:30. In fact, now we're doing it every Monday is our leadership Zoom. Tuesday, we have a healthcare Zoom. Wednesday, we have a business funding Zoom. Friday, we have an agent update Zoom. And we're probably going to have a payment processing Zoom starting on Thursdays. So every day of the week at 11:30, there'll be a live Zoom where you can get on with our experts and ask questions. Isn't that cool? And that's something you don't have to go, but isn't it nice to know that they're there to take questions and mentor? Plus, you got your team leaders. Step 3, get going. Once you've gotten trained, the hardest part is actually stepping out, jumping off the start into the pool, starting to swim, right? It's one thing to dip your foot in. Hey, just get in the pool. You're going to find it's maybe uncomfortable for a moment, but it'll be comfortable and enjoyable for a lifetime. And then step 4, get positioned. Remember I mentioned that 40 to up to 80%. We call that being amped up. You're going to want to be amped up. You earn more on your team and you earn more on your own fundings. If you want to do business funding, after you get your first funding client, you're already at 60% instead of 40. Okay. And you can get up to 80. So just kind of be mindful of that. You want to get there as soon as possible. Again, step 1 is get started. Step 2 is get trained. Step 3 is get going. Step 4 is get positioned. And the last thing I'll say is since 1991, I've been helping people start their own home-based business. And I love this. This is my passion. That's why I do it. Not always was it successful. I've always earned enough income myself, but I've helped a lot of people get started that didn't have success. I've helped a lot of people get started who've earned millions. I've helped people get started who've earned 40, 50, 60 million dollars over the last 20 years. And I've helped people most make zero. And in the past, every company charged a fee and they'd make zero, but I'd feel bad because they lost $300 or $900 or $600, or they bought overpriced meal replacement shake for 3 years, or they bought an overpriced vitamin for a certain period of time and started collecting in their closet. And I just started to feel bad about, man, as much as I'm doing well, most don't. And I kind of feel bad about it. I'd also probably have a hard time owning a health club, because I know most aren't going to get in shape and most people are going to pay their membership and never come to the gym. So I'd have a hard time with it because I'm a free model. I don't want the guilt of doing well financially while others are funding that. I want to make a dime when you make a dollar. I don't want to make a dollar when you make a dime, before you make a dime, I should say. So I'll make a dime on your dollar. You good with that? Good. I won't make a dollar before you make a dime. I'm good with that. I'll lose a dollar before you make a dime. I'm good with that. I can sleep well at night. If I make $10 million, I sleep well because that means 100 million got paid out to the field, right? But if I make 10 million and haven't, no one's made any money, now I feel like a fool and a fraudster. And so we're looking for people to kind of match that. We're calling them trailblazers. People go, you know what? This industry of home-based business can use a checkup from the neck up. It can use a changeover. If the FTC knew what this company's doing, man, they would go after all these companies that are overcharging on internal consumption just to create a pay plan. And there's no one really getting customers. And there's this group over here doing this, and this group doing this, and this group promoting investment programs and misleading people on what they can make on their investments. And this group over here is selling a newsletter, and everyone's buying this $30 newsletter, and no one really uses anything in the newsletter. It's just funding a comp plan. And they'd look at this and go, you know what? Here's a company that all they do is get customers. And if they can't get customers, they don't generate money. That sounds like a real marketing business. Wow. That sounds like a company who will recruit thousands and thousands of agents and get millions of healthcare customers. That sounds like a company that will help thousands of people get funding. And we have. Do hundreds of millions in fundings. And we have. All without charging a rep a penny for training. All without charging a customer a dime up front. And all we do is connect them with a lender, and the lender pays us a broker fee. The customer doesn't have to pay us a thing. It's an exceptional business model, but we're not for everyone. We know that. But if you want to be a trailblazer and you say, man, I'd love to help lead and develop this, remember, you can get between 10 and 50% of your entire team's income. By being a trailblazer leader with us, you can get equity, you can get revenue sharing, a percentage of all the revenue that this company does, you can get a percentage of. You can get car allowances, all that stuff. And I know that I'm only talking to 4 or 5% of the people right now who go, man, this just feels right. 90% will say, this sounds great. Yeah, I think I'll give it a try. And the good news is it's free and you should. And you never know who you're going to help. And you should refer anyone you can think of who's an entrepreneurial and a go-getter and a leader. Because you never know what they're going to do, and you never know who's praying for an opportunity like this. But it's not our job to make it work for you. It's our job to put the seed in the soil. And just like God takes the corn kernel and turns it into a corn plant, the farmer doesn't. I can't turn you into a success, but I can put the seed in the soil, and I can make sure the weed doesn't grow. And I can make sure we nutrify that soil over and over. But I count on God to lead you, and I count on God to grow you up and speak to you in a way that you want to do it. We'll take care of our part. We'll do everything we can, but we will not talk you into this, and we will not force you to do it. We're just going to encourage you and love on you. So with that, be a trailblazer and roll. Just get with the person who got you started tonight and let them know you like what you see and you'd love to get started. I want to stop sharing my screen, but unfortunately my mouse is not active on the screen. So what I'm going to do, oh, there we go. It's interesting. I think that stop share. There we go. We hit it. We're not for everyone. Again, we thank you. What we're going to do is we start live in 10 minutes. So I'm just going to, rather than ending this, I'm going to stop sharing on YouTube right now. But before I do, get with the person who referred you. Let them know